So Jaws, the parole board has made its decision. And I can tell you that your request for parole has been granted.
Yes. Finally, after God knows how many years in the big house, I'm finally being released. No more lumpy potatoes for me.
What are we waiting for? Champagne! Champagne for everyone!
However, there are some strict conditions you must follow. But the first one I must warn you is quite risky. The government has heard that you did a great job helping 007 thwart the Moonraker project. So one of the conditions stipulates that you must help 007 with any of his operations when required to do so.
Well, I must admit it's not going to be as fun as being a troublemaker, but it is a living nonetheless, and at least it will be better than living in prison eating lumpy potatoes for every meal. They really taste like shit, I tell you.
And not only that, but the government has asked me to inform you that if you do an exceptionally good job helping 007 in his operations, they will consider wiping your criminal record, so it will be as if you never committed any crime at all.
Wow, that almost seems too good to be true.
Congratulations on being released, Jaws, my caramel-covered popcorn.
And the best part about it is that I get to spend time with you, Dolly, my cupcake with sprinkles. But one of my conditions have my parole is that I have to help 007 with his missions whenever necessary. Although between you and me, I'm going to miss being a troublemaker. Causing trouble was fun while it lasted, but all good things have to come to an end. But it's time for me to move on now. Remember what Dr. Zeus famously said, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. And besides, if I break the law again, I will lose my parole and end up back in prison, and I will be stuck eating lumpy potatoes again.
Ugh, don't even get me started on lumpy potatoes, they really make my stomach hurt.
Anyways, I have been told if I do a good enough job in helping James Bond with his missions, my criminal record will be deleted, so it will be as if I never committed any crimes.
Really? That's amazing. I hope you earn that fresh start.
I'm sure I will, because a new leaf has been turned over, and you're looking at the new and improved Jaws.
Good morning, 007. I have brought you into my office today because there have been reports of a green-faced monster terrorizing the land of beyond. According to intel, he quite often says smoking and asks for somebody to stop him.
Isn't it a character from a Jim Carrey film?
That's right, he is from the 1998 movie The Mask. In the movie he is good, but in this universe he is evil, but people often see him as being pure evil no matter what adaptation he is in. He was created as a result of an individual named Stanley Ipkiss putting on the fabled Mask of Loki, an ancient artifact which turns anyone who wears it into a green-faced terrorist.
Really? I didn't think the Mask of Loki was real.
I didn't think so either, but clearly it is. Your mission is to get rid of the mask, and seize all copies of the Mask of Loki so that no one else may become green-faced terrorists. Good luck, 007.
So apparently I have to go and deal with the mask.
Are you talking about the 90s Jim Carrey character?
Seems like the answer is yes.
Well, try not to laugh too much, or else you will probably asphyxiate.
You find the mask funny?
Yes. When I watched that film I just couldn't stop the laughing.
I don't see how anyone could find that film funny. That man really drives me up the wall, I tell you. When I see him, I will punch his ugly green face so hard, he will have to stick a toothbrush up his ass to clean his teeth.
Oh Camille, you have no taste at all.
Well, regardless of what you think of the mask, he is terrorizing the land of beyond, and we need to go and stop him. Now let's get a move on, we don't have all day.
And it looks like I might just get my wish.
Alright then, Mask, you wanted somebody to stop you, that's where I come in. Soon, you will regret ever taking over Stanley to begin with, mark my words.
You know, James, this is actually quite a good car.
Of course, this is an Aston Martin. You can't go wrong with one of these.
Well, as long as it's not a TVR, I'm quite okay with that.
Ugh, don't even get me started on them.
The best thing about this particular Aston Martin is that it's a spy car. There's just so many gadgets and gizmos you can use. I wonder if one of them is a built-in milkshake machine.
You know, I might just ask Q to install one for me.
I wonder what this button does.
No, don't touch that, that's the ejector seat.
Wait, we stopped outside a bakery? Are we here to get some delicious cakes?
There's no time for cakes now. This is just a building I picked for a vantage point. We will see if we can see the mask from the rooftop, and if we do, snipe his creepy green face.
Well, that's too bad. And no offense, James, but don't we need permission to climb up a building?
We're working on His Majesty's Secret Service. We don't need permission for anything. Now let's get to the rooftop.
Excuse me, but I believe I didn't ask for any window cleaners today.
You really think throwing pies at people's faces is going to solve your problems?
If it's a Miss Trunchbull wannabe, then yes. Keep on climbing. Now that we have made it to the top, let's get our binoculars out and see if we can find that green-faced monster.
What's going on down there?
Ooh! Somebody stop me!
It's just like what happened in the movie. He's robbing a bank.
And judging by the way the people were running away from him, he looked like he was about to do something terrible to them. Now let's put an end to this green-faced nightmare once and for all. Target sighted.
Fire at will.
We did it, the mask is no more. 007 to MI6, target confirmed killed. I repeat, the mask is...
You got me, partner. Hold me closer, Ed. It's getting dark. Tell Auntie M to let your old yeller out. Tell Tiny Tim I won't be coming home this Christmas. Tell Scarlet I do give a damn. Ooh, pardon me.
Okay, let's go and get rid of this body and...
Thank you. You love me. You really love me.
Your reign of terror ends now, mask.
Catch me if you can, suckers!
You better come back here right now.
Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the green-faced man.
This guy is relentless. How has he got that much energy?
A better question would be, how are you able to run in high heels? How are you not twisting your ankles?
You know, that is a good question. Maybe I should take my heels off so I can go faster and catch up with him.
Actually, I have a better idea. This motorized pogo stick should easily help us get him. We can also use it to jump on him and kill him instantly. Now hop on my back.
Oh no, that's not a pogo stick, that's a jackhammer.
Hold on.
Can't you just turn that thing off?
I can't, the controls are jammed. And if we jump off, the jackhammer will just run amok through the city.
Well, you had better figure it out before we crash into that wall.
Brace yourselves. We sure took a hammering there, and even though I'm not on the jackhammer anymore, it feels like the whole world is going up and down.
It really feels like I'm in an earthquake right now.
Where do you think you're going?
Oh my goodness, it's only Jaws.
The one and only. Now let's teach this green-faced freak a lesson he won't soon forget.
Smash him into the ground.
Oh, hey big boy. Fancy running into you. Look, Ma, I'm roadkill.
What the? How did he survive that? It should have broken every bone in his body.
You obviously don't know the first thing about cartoon logic, do ya? Cartoons are indestructible. There's just no way you can possibly beat me.
He's as stubborn as a mule. Oh no, don't tell me he's...
I'm afraid he is.
Little pigs, let me come in. Not by the hairs of your chinny chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow my way in.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. It sounded like wood breaking or something.
Smoking!
Oh no, it's the mask. He is my worst fear ever.
I am just as terrified of him as you, Michael, but I'm not going down without a fight. If you're going to lay a hand on Michael, you're going to have to get through me first.
I agree with you on that one, Adam. I'm terrified of you as well, but if you don't leave this house right now, you will suffer the consequences.
So you're all scared of me, huh? Well, I will show you what it really means to be scared.
Oh yeah? Prepare to enter a whole world of hurt. Take that, you demon. I wish Dark Horse Comics never created you to begin with. Good riddance to that demon. No one is going to miss him, especially not me.
Ha! You seriously thought your petty pistol could defeat me? Well, you are tragically mistaken. No one defeats the mighty mask.
It's all okay now, Michael. The mask is gone. You don't have to be scared anymore.
Thank God for that. The mask is the most terrifying character in the world. Jason Voorhees is scary, but he's a puppy compared to him. I would sooner face Jason than have to face that horrible green-faced abomination.
The mask is like a cockroach. No matter what we do, he just cannot be killed. Not even my high-powered sniper rifle was enough to kill him.
Well, I hate to break this to you, but unfortunately the mask is immune to being killed with a gun. He has cartoon powers, so he is pretty much indestructible.
But not completely indestructible. There is a way he can be defeated.
What method do you suggest, Tyler?
Does anyone remember this?
Looks like some sort of arrow to me.
That's no ordinary arrow. That's a light arrow. We used them when the mask bribed Raven to turn people into those horrible Jim Carrey green-faced criminals, and we used them again to stop the Carrey virus pandemic. And then we used them again to defeat Alan when he turned into a giant demonoid.
I'm surprised they don't mass-produce them.
They are quite tedious to make. They all start out as ordinary arrows, but then they are infused with the common cold virus and the dip from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And then they are left to sit on a holy altar to soak in the sunlight for a few days.
But if that's what it takes to beat the mask, then it's worth it. And oh yeah, and it's only natural you wonder what my name is. My name is Bond, James Bond.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Bond.
Anyways, are you ready to teach that green-faced terrorist a lesson?
You bet I am. He's going to pay for terrorizing my childhood.
I'd be honest with you, Adam. I find the mask more annoying than scary. He really does my head in.
I'd be honest with you, I hate the mask as well. His movie is probably one of the worst I have ever seen.
No offense, guys, but I think I would rather stay here. I really don't want to face that horrible creature.
That's fine, Michael. If you want to stay here, we'll go and get rid of him for you.
I'm going to stay here with Michael and Cecilia, but as I have said, you will need this.
Thanks, Tyler.
Good luck out there, and be careful.
Keep your eyes peeled, he could be anywhere. He has cartoon powers, so there is a possibility he might have shape-shifted. The element of surprise is our ally in this. On my command, we will all jump on him and...
Oh, you really need to start being more aware of your surroundings.
Well, so much for the element of surprise.
For once, I don't actually care about that. I've been wanting to punch the mask and that hideous green face of his for my entire life, and now my dream has finally come true.
You might as well give up, Mask. There's 6 of us and only 1 of you. You are far outnumbered.
I agree with Mr. Bond. You might as well surrender while you still have the chance.
Oh, so you want a showdown, huh? That's fine by me. It's not high noon, but we can make an epic exception on this one.
If that's how you want to settle things, then so be it.
You feeling lucky, punk?
That's something you should be asking yourself, Mask.
What the? Why are you bringing an arrow to a gunfight? That is the most stupidest thing I have ever seen.
Time for you to find out. It worked. The light arrow vaporized the mask.
So I see that the light arrow has done its job.
It sure has, Adam. It vaporized him in 1 hit.
Good riddance to that horrible green-faced monster. I don't know about you guys, but I am not going to miss him.
I won't miss him either. It gives me one less thing to be annoyed about.
Did I miss anything?
Yes, Mr. Bond just destroyed my least favorite character.
You mean, the mask is gone?
Yep, one shot with a light arrow vaporized him into nothing.
Yes. At long last that evil green-faced alter ego of mine is finally gone.
We've been trying to get rid of him for God knows how long, and nothing we did worked.
To be honest, it's sort of my fault. I put on the mask of Loki in order to save New Edge City from destruction, and all I got was an evil monster who wanted to bully people for being scared of him. I wish I hadn't done that in the first place. I hope you can all forgive me.
Don't blame yourself, Stanley. You had no idea what the mask of Loki was capable of. But at least now, the mask is gone, and he will never terrorize anyone ever again.
I guess you are right. And at least I know not to put on the mask of Loki ever again.
Actually, I've been ordered by my superior to confiscate all copies of that mask. Have you got any copies on you right now?
I actually have some copies right here. Take them by all means. I don't want to see those horrible death traps ever again.
Don't you worry, I'll destroy them. Never again will they touch anyone's face.
You know what? I feel like this calls for a group hug. Who agrees with me?
I could use a hug right now, especially after having to go through all that. What do you say, Mr. Bond?
Sure, I don't see why not. Okay everyone, gather round.
That light arrow you used to defeat the mask sure was effective, and I hear it's also effective for taking down other threats as well.
Yes, it was once used to take down Alan when he turned into a demonoid in Adam Hughes the movie.
The only downside is, they are quite tedious to make, but Q is working with Tyler to find a way to mass produce them easier so that they can be more widely used. And the Archangels are also involved in the project, because normally the arrows would have to sit in the sunlight for a few days in the holy altar, but hopefully they should be able to find a way to mass produce them in just a matter of minutes.
Well, I hope they succeed. Oh, and by the way, I seized all copies of the Mask of Loki and destroyed them. I took them to a factory and dropped them into the dip. You know, that stuff in Who Framed Roger Rabbit that destroys cartoons.
Excellent work, 007. No one else can make the same mistake Stanley Ipkiss did.
And before I go, there is one skill that I learned.
And what's that?